This is going to be your first lesson on how to become a DJ. Alright, so a lot of things to go over. Lots and lots and lots. I want to start off by saying thank you so much for diving into this course. You didn't have to, but I don't think that you're going to be, I think you're really going to like this course. And, well, as far as what I think you know in terms of knowledge in becoming a DJ, is I'm assuming that you have a passion to take your music to the next level. This course is going to be so much more than your basic technical stuff like turntables and stuff like that. This course is going to be a lot bigger than that. I'm going to teach you everything. I'm going to teach you just about everything. The main areas of focus are going to be business, marketing, sales, online, offline, research, and what you can do to put yourself ahead of the other people out there. I'm so excited to teach you guys this. This really is going to be fun. I'm going to teach you a lot, and I just can't wait to hear your reviews after we're done with this. I'm real excited. Alright, so lesson 1, success secrets. Who am I? And who am I not? Well, as you can see from the picture below, I am a DJ. I am not your traditional DJ. I mainly do house parties, and I'm working on getting into festivals. I'm not the type to go out there and seek job opportunities for being a DJ. I would rather have it come to me, or what I'd like to do is create my own festival, create my own house party. Do you see what I mean? So that's how I do things. Now, you're probably thinking, well, you might be asking, like, well, what if I want to get into a club? Well, if you want to get into a club, the best thing I can suggest for you is to get into the club. Get into the club, and you got to figure out, like, who's there and stuff like that. And who's your competition, because you're going to be competing with people who are working at the club DJing, right? But it's okay, because those are all good networks to have. So yeah, I'm not your traditional DJ. I do things a lot differently, way differently, and I get results. So I'm going to share them with you. So who am I? I am a normal guy. I am your everyday Joe Schmo, other than my name is Carl. I have a great personality. I've been this way for a long time. I've always been excited. I like people, and I've always been pretty ambitious with my life. But for the most part, I try to keep it normal. I'm a skateboarder. I play paintball. Well, you already know. Maybe you don't know, but I dance too. I sing. I make music. I travel. I'm down to earth. I go to school. I'm your normal everyday guy who just happens to be a DJ and the producer on the side with a big dream. So I am, aside from that, the next thing is hardworking. I am very, very, very hardworking. I can tell you a lot about hard work ethic, because before, let's see here, I'm a former Marine, in case you haven't noticed, or if you didn't hear. I've been working hard at life and work and jobs and stuff like that for a pretty good amount of time. So it's in me to work hard. When I was younger, around age, oh man, like 4th grade, I joined the wrestling team. And from 4th grade all the way till 18 years old, I was wrestling, collegiate, freestyle, that type of stuff. And I've been a champion multiple times. I've lost a lot, and I've also won a lot. More wins and losses, I couldn't tell you. I just learned a lot. Wrestling taught me a lot about hard work. And the older I got, the more I realized that you have to work hard. You have to compete against yourself if that's how you're gonna make it. Another characteristic about me is I am very enthusiastic. The more I get into this course, the more I'm just going to reveal to you my passion. You know, it's going to rub off on you. I'm very enthusiastic about life, most importantly, life. You know, I wake up in the morning, I do my best to jump out of bed or have something planned to do, like a goal, you know, like every day. Like, I want to really accomplish a lot. So you'll see that I take a lot of things seriously, but I'm also very lenient. I love to joke around for the most part, but lately I've been working pretty hard in getting more creative, like with music videos and stuff like that. And it's been pretty fun so far. Actually, it's been a blast. So I'm an enthusiastic guy. A great thing about me is I set goals. I'm very goal oriented. Let's see here. One of the most recent goals that I have is to graduate school. I want to get my bachelor's degree in marketing. Got about a year left, and that's kind of just been on my plate. And I'm working really hard at that, and I definitely want to succeed. I don't want to be, I don't want to not get a degree. I think it's really going to help me out. It's something to fall back onto, you know, because you got to always have something to fall back onto. And I think just going to school in general is a great idea. We'll talk more about school later, but that's one of my goals, is to get that. Some of the goals that I've had in the past was for them. I was stationed in Japan, and there was a race, the Marine Corps Marathon, and I was the first Marine to finish. I didn't get first place, but I was the first Marine to finish. And I think I was like I was like in the top 10 for the marathon. So that's like, what's that, 26 miles or something like that? So that was one of my previous goals, and I accomplished that. Wow, that seemed like out of my, whatever, what is that called? My realm? So anyway, that's a goal. But for music-wise, my goal is to get some more equipment. My goal is to keep hitting the charts like I have been on like SoundClick and stuff like that, and to get more followers, to make a certain amount of songs, and just really just connect with people. Like, I really want to connect with people more. I want to come out with more products and services. I want to be able to serve you better. I want to help you in every way that I can. It's important to me that I help people out. If you're not helping somebody out, you're wasting your time, is what I always say. Okay, so moving on to this next one. I am not your typical person, because what makes me different is I am a nice guy. I'm a very, very nice guy. I just don't have any intentions of being the bad guy. I chose to be the nice guy. Some people choose to be the bad guy. I'm a nice guy. So yeah, that's who I am. You'll notice that about me. I'm very disciplined. I am very disciplined. I have been disciplined since, I don't know, a day now? No, I'm just kidding. No, I've been disciplined for quite a while, years on years. It's funny is because the more disciplined you get, the more you realize you're not very disciplined. And then they say that one discipline leads to another discipline. So just some examples of what I do and what I don't do as far as discipline goes. I try to avoid, like, caffeine. I try, alright? I'm not the best, because I need that for school. School is really tough. It's hard to stay awake. And then, like, discipline, some more, there's a lot of addictions out there that I think hold people back. I don't do drugs. I don't, smoke cigarettes. I don't drink alcohol. But, it's not that will hold you back. It just, to me, I'm still trying to figure out this discipline thing. I just know that there's some things that I won't do because I feel like in my heart that it's not going to get me. It's not where I want to be. Like, it's not the scene that I want to be in. So like I usually discipline myself so that I can go and I can do different things. So for me, like if it was alcohol, like it's hard for me to get anything done when I drink alcohol. So I have to not be around it as far as getting like productive work done, coming out with a new song and whatnot. So that's pretty much like what I do is I just discipline myself to either wake up early in the morning or not be around something or someone, or to get myself in gear ready for school. Like I'll discipline myself. I'll tell myself like, look, you got to do this in order to get to there. You need to go through that so that you can be there. So that's discipline to me is one of the secrets to success, in my opinion. If you can discipline yourself, which means doing things that you don't really want to do, so that you can do what you want to do, then that's definitely what I think you should do is discipline yourself. Because if you discipline yourself, nobody else will have to discipline you. Think of it like this: if you want to set a goal, think about it like this. Say you don't want to work for anybody, like you don't want to work for a boss, you don't want to work for anybody. You want to only work for yourself. So what you do is, if you can discipline yourself to work hard, then that means you don't have to work. Think about it. The relationship. If nobody likes to work, they are forced to go and get a job. Okay, so like if I'm constantly waking up every day working on my music business, like even though I don't have to, eventually I'm going to do well and I'm going to make money and I'm not going to have to work anymore. Now the other end of the spectrum is that if I didn't work and I didn't have a music business or any kind of business in general, I would be forced to need like food, water, shelter, etc. And I would be forced to, I need money. Either way, you need money, but having a business on the side is different than, not going after a business in general. So, yeah, being disciplined will get you, living on. You'll be self-sufficient as far as like not having to work for anybody. There's some gray area there, but being disciplined is really important. All right, and then the next one is relentless. One of the things I learned in the Marine Corps was to be relentless. You got to it's like a persistent, relentless, go like hand in hand together. Basically, like if I needed to get some paperwork signed or I needed to get some kind of score ran in the system, whether it's work, it could be anything. Like you gotta follow up with things. You gotta be persistent. You gotta remind people. Like let them know that you are here for one thing and one thing only. Like these are characteristics that you should possess in order to get things done. Like there's so many other words, but you got to be relentless, responsible, relentless, and courteous. Obviously, if you want anything done in this life, you got to be courteous. As far as being ethical and stuff goes. But the next thing about me is I'm very understanding. I have a very wonderful personality. I think highly of myself. I love to communicate with people. I'm getting so much better at it. Before I wasn't so great, but the more I communicate with people, the more I think they see me as a genuinely nice and understanding person, just someone they could talk to and have a good friendship with. So I'm very understanding to a lot of things, as long as they're not hurting anybody else. If they start hurting everybody else, then I have to get involved. And then I have to somehow make a difference, because I don't want anybody to get hurt. I think everybody should get along. Okay, moving on. I'm a very caring person. I care about people non-stop. Like, I don't want anybody to have to go through some of the things that I've been through. And I'm sure they're thinking the same thing, but I really genuinely care about the world. I think I can make a difference if I work hard enough. But I just wanna continue caring for people. It's one of my goals. Patience and time is always a factor, because I'm working hard at the music business and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard for me to go to the shelters. It's hard for me to go to the hospitals. It's hard for me to go and physically, give money to people who need it and stuff like that. So it's really a factor. But I'm a very caring person. I'm single. That's right. I I'm not married. I don't plan to for a long time. If I ever do, then that'll be the day. But I'm definitely single, and I like it. I think I'm in a certain stage in my life where I'm career focused, and I'm gonna work really hard on that. And then maybe when things start slowing down a little bit, I might, get married or something. I don't know. We'll see. Just kind of living life and enjoying the journey. Another, let's see here. I don't have any kids. I don't plan on it. Same thing with being single. Like I don't plan on having any kids. I don't. I would like to be maybe a father someday and help some people. Will help my kids obviously, but I don't have any kids, so kind of just enjoying life right now, learning, figuring out who I am. Gonna get myself situated and ready for that day if it does happen. Then I'll be ready. The college degree and a master's degree and my business will be taking care of me financially, that kind of stuff. So I don't have any kids. The next one is I'm wise. I'm very, very wise. A lot wiser than most. I think that I used to be very intellectually like challenging a lot of things. Like I back in the day, I used to I still dance, but I used to think like, why didn't people dance at parties and stuff? Was it because they were scared? And then I got to thinking that maybe, well, I could be that person who got out there and danced and really just set the example. And then I just started realizing a lot of things from there, like about putting yourself out there and not really caring what people think about you. You kind of just do your own thing. You be responsible. And I just thought a lot about life. And then I figured a lot of things out pretty early about making money, and like I figured out, I'm wise as far as like the military goes. That taught me a lot about my life and the people around me and how the world works. And I'm still figuring it all out. But I would say that I'm very wise to go to school and stay focused with school and to do the things that I do essentially. So that's who I am. Who I'm not. I am not your typical person. I already told you that. I have a ridiculous work ethic. I work really hard, and I get things done that day. Like I don't like to wait multiple days. I usually get what I want that day. Yeah, so much for patience, right? Well, that's what I do. I get things done. So who I'm not lazy by any means. I'm not dishonest. I try to be as straightforward as possible. I'm not a scam artist, whatever they do these days. I'm not unethical. I am, and let's see, what else are some things. I'm not like a sales guy or anything like that. Like I know how to sell, but I'm not a sales guy. I do things on the back end and have it come to me. So let's move on. I think we should move on. What are my credentials? So you don't really know me, and I hope I can change that. I want you to get to know me, and I want you to learn from me, and really just get to know me. So some of my credentials are, I've already told you, business is my thing. I am a business marketer. I learned all that on my own. I've read many books on it, and I feel like I am somewhere between advanced and master. I'm pretty clever when it comes to marketing. It's just a lot of it comes down to money. You got to have money to do certain things, but I definitely know how to market my business through a lot of different things, and it's going to get better and better. I love marketing. All right, moving on, and let's see here, website developer. So I've built my own website from scratch, and then I realized this is really hard. So then I figured out a way to make it easier for me where you didn't have to learn that HTML coding and stuff like that. So that I learned through some books, like some books for dummies, those ones. I learned a lot of those website stuff. But basically what it comes down to is blogging. What I learned and what I self-taught was how to blog, essentially using content management systems such as WordPress and Blogger are some of the basics. So what I did is I read all the books that I could on the subject, and then I just figured stuff out, man. And then I put all my information into the computer, which is content, and I made the content essentially searchable by search engines for people who are searching. And in all expense, I learned how to build my own website, and I could build another one if I wanted to, but I chose to just keep one website, which is my DJ and producer WOLVOFFICIAL website, where it pretty much markets who I am. I'm marketing myself. So although my name is Carl Schultz, the business that I created is WOLVOFFICIAL. I go by WOLVOFFICIAL and Carl. I go by a lot of names, but the thing I want to be known for is WOLVOFFICIAL. So I made that website just one website. There's not going to be any more websites. It's just one website where everybody goes to. So you keep it real simple. You brand yourself, and that's where I put all my music and stuff like that. So I got some experience with that. All right, moving on. I am a former Marine. I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years. I've been stationed quite a different amounts of places here in the United States and overseas. I've been in some pretty sticky situations, and it wasn't fun. I am proud to have served the military, the Marine Corps. I don't regret it one bit. It's almost, the military to me is almost as touchy as religion. Like things you don't talk about, because I know there's a lot of people that get offended, because, you have a lot of war. Nobody likes war. So it's kind of really, emotions can get high if you start talking about the wrong things. So I just like to tell people basically, I was in the Marine Corps. I'm proud to be in the Marine Corps. As far as when I served, it's on a need to know basis, because for the most part I don't really like to share where I've been. Not like it was top secret or by any means. It was just that I did my time and I'm out. So, and I made the best of it while I was there. I tried to bring peace and stuff like that, although that was pretty difficult. But I think I did pretty good. I learned a lot, and they're taking care of me now that I'm out. Do I recommend that you join the military? No, not necessarily. You do what you want to do, whatever your situation you're in. There's a lot of very successful people who didn't join the military. And so, but you do what you gotta do, I always say. And you try to be as ethical as possible. But sometimes, Anyway, so I'm a former Marine. And the next thing is I'm a DJ and producer. That's currently my biggest passion ever. That's what this course is about. I am a DJ and a producer. I was never a DJ at first, but then I heard about it and I just jumped right in. I said, all right, let's do it. And I thought it was so cool because basically what DJing is you can take two different instrumentals or songs, you mix them together, and it creates a whole new song. How cool is that? So that's what I learned. I learned how to create a new song from two different tracks. And you could think of it as being lazy, but you could also think of it as being creative. It's two different, things going on there. But for the most part, I thought that was so cool, when I figured it all out. And I'm still getting better at it, because you got to match the beats, no two songs just mix right there. They gotta mix together pretty well, and then once you save that track, then you can mix it to another one, and then another one, and it just replicates off that, and then you can do, you can do a lot of stuff as a DJ, definitely. But on top of being a DJ, I'm also a producer. So I create the instrumentals that I can mix together, or that people put their voice on. So it's pretty cool. And I produce music videos. I make lyrics. I do, what else do I do? Well, obviously I produce a lot of different things in the music industry. Let's see here. Let's move on. So, I'm an entrepreneur. And I love it. I've been one for a long time. And I think, to me, what an entrepreneur is somebody who's a go-getter. Like everything I've ever had, I've gotten because I wanted it. I didn't settle for second best. I wanted that gold. All right, so I learned everything there is to be about an entrepreneur. When you search entrepreneur in Google, like you'll come up with some things that like successful entrepreneurs have, and usually they have a lot to do with like discipline and not wanting to work for anybody else, basically. So there's different types of entrepreneurs. A lot of people say that they are entrepreneurs and they often still work for other people. Like, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. So you can be an entrepreneur and still work for other people. I don't think that's how I ever want to do it, but that's what entrepreneurs basically do. So next, I'm an author. I just literally, like yesterday, I just released my first book, Where the Wind Takes You. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna get some books printed on, hard copies, hardcovers, or whatever. I'm gonna get those printed out and start giving them away. I can't wait, man. It's so exciting. Like I love creating these products. So I'm an author. It took me a long time to write the book, and I plan on writing way more books, just like how I'm teaching right now. So I just love to do that. So I got some hard work ethic there, and it took a while, not a day, but I definitely worked long hours on that. My other credential is that I am an online marketer. So aside from being business marketing, which is offline, I am an online marketer. Wait, let me go back. So a business marketer and the difference between a business marketer and an online marketer is that it starts with, I believe it starts with business. Okay, so you can have business marketing anywhere, offline, online. Like you can market your business. Just think of marketing as just talking about your business. And then you have online marketer. This is where I strive. This is where I really excel because I understand automation. I understand that you got to automate things in order to be successful. Like if you want more time to work, everything is about time. If you have more time to work on things, so like for today example, I didn't have to work, right? I didn't have to go to school. My sole purpose was to make this video. All right, so I'm really good at creating time. I automate everything where I don't have to lift a finger. And like, these products and stuff, they sell themselves. I don't have to physically give somebody anything. I just let them buy it on their convenience, and that's that. So I'm really good at online marketing. Online marketing is basically going and marketing yourself in a way that is valuable, inspirational, and original. So when you're online, for example, on Facebook, because I'll often refer to Facebook a lot. When you're on Facebook, you definitely want to, do the three things. You want to provide content to people that's valuable, that's, etc. You want stuff that's going to be valuable to them. And so you can do a lot of things, all right? Online marketing is basically getting on other people's blogs and getting traffic to your website. You want people to go to your website. So what it comes down to is sending links to people that will go to your website. And the more people that you get to go to your website and they start linking back and forth and stuff like that, it builds you up in the search engines. That way when people start searching for things, then you're obviously you're marketing them to your website, and marketing is nothing without sales. So sales and marketing go hand in hand. Once they get to your website, you're selling right there. So that's what marketing is all about, and I'm really good at that. I'm really good at converting people into buying products and stuff like that. So that's my thing. All right, and I'm really good at it. So another credential is I'm an infopreneur. I'm going to just blow your mind right here. So what an infopreneur is it's not the same thing as entrepreneur. Now that we're in the 2000 millennium whatnot thing, entrepreneur is think of entrepreneur as a go-getter, okay, who is going to start their own business based on not necessarily, how do I put this? Entrepreneurs are marketing usually tangible products. Okay, that's the best way I can explain it. Infopreneur is somebody who's marketing their knowledge. Think of it as like patents for knowledge. So, prime example is I am an infopreneur, which means I take the things that I know and I sell them in products and package it and format it. Like I do that and I sell it. And it's great. It's like the best business to be in. I love it. It's the best thing in the world. I highly recommend that you Google search infopreneur or even YouTube it and just kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. Because that's going to ultimately give you financial freedom, I believe. And so it's kind of like a step up. Not too many people know about it yet. I hope that you spread the word, and I hope you maybe like write something in the review or something. I don't know. But it's really awesome, and like a lot of people discount their knowledge. They don't think that what they have to say is important to other people, but that's totally false. Because what you do know, somebody else would love to have that information. And so, rightfully, they are called infopreneurs. All right. Nextly, I'm a college student. I never was really into college very much. I had a lot of times where like I dropped out and then I went back in and then I dropped out again and now here I am. So I think it's hard staying in school, but this time I'm definitely going to stay in school and keep at it and get my degree. So I'm a little bit more wise now, and I know that school is important. So that's what I'm going to do, and I think that's great. I'm currently going for my business marketing degree. After that, I plan to get my master's in. Right now, I think I'm leaning on getting a master's in business association or administration, and it's also a dual degree, which is management information systems. So I'm getting ready for the new GMAT, to take the GMAT, and hopefully I'll get into graduate school. Well, I will. I'm pretty hardworking when it comes to that, and so I'm always going to stay in school. I don't know if I'll ever stop and just like not continue to go to school, because even though the DJ, my DJ stuff is doing well and I'm producing and stuff like that, like I think that's great and it is my dream, but I'm also like there's this other part of me that likes to be in the classroom, like learning and stuff like that. So I think it's really cool to stay in school. Funny, right? But yeah, maybe we'll talk more about college later on. But just so you know, I am a college student, and I love it. Next and lastly, I'm a business owner. I have my own website. I have my own business license so that I can sell my products. And I don't have any employees, but if I need to hire somebody, I believe I can. Or if I don't plan on hiring anybody, I basically just plan on tasking people from outsourcing activities. If I really need something like a logo made, I'll pretty much outsource that. So yeah, I'm a business owner. So those are my credentials. Moving on. When did I start making music? We're getting into the juicy stuff now. So, me, Carl Wolfgang Schultz, I started making music when I was 15 years old. Oh yeah. I recently got out of a relationship with a beautiful woman, and I just went head on with the music. And it's been a blessing ever since. It's really helped me get over a lot of things, get things off my chest, and it's just becoming second nature to me now, and I'm ready to teach people how to do it, because I think it's not only like a great business or whatever, but it's also a great lifestyle. I enjoy my life. In my own world, I'm a rock star, Like, I feel good. I love my life. It's like, it just gets better and better, I think music is the way. And that's yeah. We'll talk more about that in a second. All right. So, I while I was going through some of these rough relationships, I really needed music a lot. I needed it so much. Like, it got me through wrestling. All those wrestling matches. getting psyched up. It got me through some emotional times in my life. It got me. I come from a divorced family, and it was really hard for me and to express how I felt, like how I was feeling. And then music was my way. It was just, oh man, music really is my savior. It grounds me. It keeps me sane. It helps me express what I'm going through in life, and I'm getting better and better at it, at expressing how I feel thanks to music. So thank you, music. But I started making it. The main reason I started making music was because I found a way to get things off my chest, basically. So that's kind of cool. I know I don't think it's your traditional way of doing it, because I think a lot of people make music because they want to just simply be famous. But I started making it because it was getting things off my chest. But I'm not saying that anybody or everybody just makes music to be famous or whatever, because I'd like to be famous. I'm not gonna hide it. But I also do it because it keeps me happy. It makes me happy to make it. And I think there's a lot of people who do the same thing. They like making music because it makes them happy. So I hope you stay with it, and I hope that you make music because you love to, not because like you have to, and stuff like that. So there's going to be times when you're going to want to work really hard at it just so you can come out with that album, or so you can make a certain amount of money. But for the most part, you definitely want to do it because you love doing it. You know what I mean? Or else you wouldn't have chosen it to be your path to success. So during high school, I had that breakup with with my ex-girlfriend and stuff like that. And high school was just so dramatic. I used to have really bad acne, and I was just really self-conscious about a lot of things. I was going through that divorce. My mom and dad were going through a divorce, and I was just so troubled. And we were moving all the time, and I had no home. Well, I had a home, but like we moved every single month. So I was like, man, but I am blessed because I always had a roof over my head. So, but for the most part, it was not fun at all. Like, I was so self-conscious. I was really tough. Like, I was a tough kid. I was a wrestling state champion and stuff like that. But I was just, like, I was socially off. Like, I didn't have... I was a popular kid, too. But I had really bad acne at times. And it was just like, man. Like, I think I just wasn't... There were times when I really was not, like, socially confident. And I think I was angry. I think I was really angry, just kind of, like, looking back. So... music was a way for me to just kind of like lock myself in the room and just really figure things out, make music. So it saved my life. I really think it did. It kept me, it's taken me all over the world, that's for sure, because everybody around the world listens to music. But yeah, so moving on to the next one. When Chris Brown came out with the song With You. So one of the things, well, obviously, Chris Brown is one of my inspirations. He came out with a music video called With You, where he was really good at dancing, right? And you can see this picture to the right, where I'm kind of doing my dancing thing and stuff like that. And a lot of my dancing style comes from Chris Brown, all right? I know, like, you've heard a lot of different, like, rumors about Chris Brown. I don't care about all that. All I care about is letting you know that his dance moves, all right? Strictly his dance moves. And the way that he incorporates that into his music videos is what I took from him. And his songs, he's got some great songs, like stuff that really just like hits home for me. So that's what I took. And it actually eventually got me wanting to like run away and go to these raves and just be with people that dance and stuff like that. So it was really cool. And yeah, I still look back at some of that, like that music video, and I look and like a lot of those dance moves I can do now, and it's just amazing, And he's still a big inspiration to me. But he's one of the reasons that I continue to make music and get things off my chest and stuff like that. I made music before college, so it was really rough because I wanted to not go to college, and now I am going to college and I'm still making music, so I'm here to tell you that it's possible to do both. Like I said, I'm right here with you grinding. I'm not just telling you something. I've been there and I'm doing it right now, and I'll always be doing it with you. I will always be doing it with you. I'm here for the long run. I'm very adaptable to change, and just wanted you to know that I'm here with you every step of the way. You just let me know what you need. Before, so I started making music before college, and I made it before my first rave. I told you about how I picked up that first guitar. I had my first guitar like immediately after my breakup, or kind of like as things were going through, and I kind of felt like me and her were breaking up, stuff like that. That's when I got that guitar, and I started making YouTube videos and stuff like that. And then I went to the rave, and then I joined the Marine Corps, and back into college and stuff like that. So I made it before a lot of things, and except for wrestling. I've always wrestled, and I wrestled before the music stuff. Let's see here. While I was living with my dad, I lived with him for the majority of my life. It was just me and him. Yeah, it's pretty lonely, but it is what it is. And I made music while I was living with him. I thought you should know that because, just because I know a lot of people don't have the best of families and stuff like that, you gotta find something that's gonna change the world in a good way. And I want you to know that. So don't feel sorry for me or whatever, because I'm past everything. I move on, and I'm a firm believer that, it doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter about anything. You can create your own success. Moving on to the next one. Moving from one house to the next. I kind of already briefly talked about that, but I've been moving around so much that it's become second nature to me to just keep making music, and I've always did it, and it's possible. All right, let's move on to the next one. So where did I learn to record? Well, I never really had much. I don't even remember how I got my first laptop. But when I did, I had a PC laptop from Dell. I think I might have got it for like Christmas or something like that. Or maybe it was my college present, to go to school and stuff like that. But I learned everything from books at the library. I learned about business from the library. I learned about the music business. I learned about communications. I learned about everything from the library. You need to go to the library and pick up books. You start somewhere and you just work off that. That's my best advice. You don't got to know everything. So to record, I didn't always use the internet library per se. To learn how to record. Like I actually got on the internet, like at home and stuff like that. And I learned how to record from YouTube videos, things like that. But, but the libraries have a lot of knowledge. Go there. Highly recommend. Next one is online websites. There's a lot of information online. I don't even know why I put websites. Just go online and you will find so many different websites out there that have valuable information that will teach you. Like these courses right here. They will teach you everything that you need to know, essentially, to record stuff. All right, it's really simple. So the next one is house parties. House parties. I did a lot of live performances at house parties, and I guess I just picked it up from there. Like, you go there and you watch other people do their stuff, and then you just kind of learn, and then you kind of apply it later, and then you kind of get used to it. So house parties were always, I learned a lot from there. I did a lot of dancing and stuff like that, and took a lot of video. Recording can be video, it can be DJing, it could be whatever, it could be anything. So I learned how to do the house parties, and that's another place that I learned how to record. Oh, and music videos too. Like I did a lot of music videos. I like making music videos, so I learned how to do that just basically on my own, and playing with the camcorder, figuring out how that works and stuff like that. So, and then there's on stage. Like I would give somebody the camera and I said, "Hey, will you videotape me?" And they usually do, and then I would upload it to YouTube and stuff like that. But how I learned to do that specific strategy is because I learned it through a lot of books and like a lot of online material where they say, go and videotape your performances and immediately upload it to YouTube, so that you have a place where people can view your stuff, and then they'll give you likes, comments, subscribe, stuff like that, so that you get an idea of where you're at in the industry or in terms of success. And so I learned how to record on my own, and then just kind of like trial and error and stuff like that. And recording can mean a lot of different things. So the next one is at home alone. A lot of my time, this majority, has been spent on my own, working and trying to figure out how to record. After a while, you get really good at it, and I'm just getting better and better at it. I started with a program called Mixcraft, and then moved up to GarageBand, and then moved up to Logic Pro, and then who knows, I might go to like Ableton, and we'll see. And there's so many different DJ software like Tractor, Serato, and what's the other one? Virtual DJ. You get used to all those different programs, and then a lot of stuff is just done at home, basically alone, because like there's no really collaboration, I don't think, when it comes to that stuff. You just, it's about creating yourself. I mean, you can create with other people too. That's cool, right on. Like, you can do that too, but I learned a lot of stuff on my own. Like, when I got down to the technical stuff, I had to learn on my own. Like, it's really hard unless you're, like, in a classroom setting to really just, like, learn with other people. But that's where I learned. I learned to record at home alone, just growing up and stuff like that. Like, a lot of hours spent by myself learning. So then the next one, in the studio, I remember the first time that I actually got a track mastered, or my voice mixed into it and stuff like that. I went there and I had a basic idea. It was the song 7 Whole Days on my second album. And I went there and I was like, wow, this is going to be the first like real mastered recording. I wonder what this is going to sound like. And then I got there and then it came out really good. Nothing wrong with it at all, really. I loved it. The guy did a great job. And what eventually happened was I went and got all the other songs mastered. And the more that I went into these recording studios, the more that I got experience with specific techniques, or how to speed up the production, or how to come prepared to the studio, and how to not waste the producer's time or the mixer's time, or like appointments and learning. And then after a while, I just started producing my own stuff. Cause it's like, wow, I'm going to the studio so much. Why not just do it myself and stuff like that? But still, to this day, I get my mixes mixed by somebody else, because or my voice. I usually get that mixed by somebody else because I don't want to mix my own voice. If I could, that'd be great. But at the same time, you also want to have somebody else do it, because it's a different set of ears, and you hear yourself all the time. But other than that, I mix and master everything else, other people's stuff too. But I learned a lot of going to the studio a lot and paying the money and stuff like that to get your stuff mixed or whatever. It can be quite an experience as far as learning how to record. This next one is pretty cool. So I'm not going to tell you where I was deployed, but while I was deployed, I was in the middle of nowhere, and I had my laptop, and I remember being in a bunker, and while I was in that bunker, I was recording a song, and it actually ended up being a popular favorite. It was called Until the End, and I made a song out there while rockets and stuff were going out, so, and like bombs and stuff like that. So I was doing all that while I was out there, and I was so blessed to be here today, still making music, and it's just one of my struggles, but I learned how to do that there. That just goes to show you how much, sacrifice and dedication I'm willing to put towards the music. So you're in good hands. While I was in Japan, I did a lot of dancing in the streets and stuff like that, and I learned from some street dancers how to dance, and I recorded some stuff out there. And honestly, while I was out there, I was learning how to communicate in a different language, and that was really helping me, as far as like with my music goes and stuff like that. You may not see it now, but when you start trying to learn a different language, you really, it changes your perspective on life. Imagine if you couldn't communicate. You got to be blessed that you can communicate. with the words. Like, we all look kind of weird if we couldn't communicate with each other. Just staring at one another. So in Japan, I learned how to do essentially like breakdancing. I learned how to breakdance out there. I learned how to continue recording my songs out there, and I did a lot of street dancing and stuff like that. So Japan was a great place. I had some really good songs come out over there. So, and I actually plan on going back over there to DJ. So moving on to Guitar Center. Guitar Center has a lot of, I don't know if you heard of Guitar Center or not before, but Guitar Center is a store for musicians, basically any kind of musician there is out there, DJ, producer, songwriter, whatever, you name it, drummer. They have a lot of places you can actually perform at Guitar Center, and you can be, you can get a lot of good equipment there, but there's books there too, and you can read the books. And anytime I really need something quick, like I'll go to Guitar Center and pick it up, like a cable or whatnot. So that's another place that I learned a lot. I got my guitar there, and basically it's been great ever since. I think this is it. Let me check. No. All right. Why did I pick music? So when it comes to music, you got to realize that everybody listens to music. So that shouldn't be the only reason, but that is a good enough amount of people to target individually in those specific niches. So music is a perfect path for residual income perspectives. If you want to, you gotta look at music in a different way. All right. Don't think of it just as being like a passion or whatever. Think of it too as a business model. If you look at it from a business model, you'll be astonished when you realize that you can make money residually. All you got to do is bring people to your website, like I was saying, and then once they're there, then you start getting them to sign up for your email list, stuff like that, and then you start marketing your music, and you send them like promotions of music. Because when you have a place for people to go, like iTunes, for example, if your music is on iTunes, people will go there and they can download that stuff without your permission. Wait, don't get confused. When I say without permission, I mean like they don't have to schedule a transaction time with you. They can go there and immediately download it, and it's really easy. So pardon me if I confused you there. But basically, it's residual means that you don't have to do anything. The person who created the song or product doesn't have to do anything. They just put it up once, and then other people can go and download it as they come and please, 24/7 machine, right? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you just put the product up. So music is perfect for that because it's essentially the greatest, I think it's great. Like, it's just one thing, but there's so many other things in the music industry that you can do to create these types of residual products. So the next reason why that I picked music is because it comes from my heart. I told you earlier in this video that music is for me is a way for me to get things off my chest. It's great. I love it. I think it's awesome, and I'm so thankful for it. It is a way for me to communicate with people that I don't get to see every day, and it helps me to achieve mass results. It allows me to reach a far larger audience for people who not only enjoy music, but they get to know me as a person better. They get to be inspired and stuff like that. I can reach more people, and it comes from my heart. I honestly feel like I was born to do this. I feel like I'm from another place in this out of this world, and I feel like if I was going to stay in one place forever, it would be next to some music recording equipment, as long as I get to reach out to the world. So it comes from my heart, and I really do believe that I can change the world. So that's that. The next thing, I pick music because it's the best way to promote your products. Think about it. If you were going to sell somebody anything, you wanted to sell them anything in the world, all right? Anything in the world is kind of difficult unless it's music. Because, I can't think of too many other products and services that people are naturally willing to buy so quick than music. Like, if I tried selling you, let's see here, if I tried selling you, like, some, I don't know, like, paper or something like that, it's not as sexy as music. Like, you want to have something that's essentially pleasing, like, to the ear, like the senses and stuff like that. And music is one of those things. It's just like the best thing that people people enjoy music. Let's just put it that way. They enjoy it so much that they're willing to buy for it more than a lot of other things. Obviously you need food, water, shelter, but music is just it's just one of those easy things that grows with time. Like if you become a superstar, like over time, you're not so big, you get a little bit bigger, and then you become a superstar. Well, it's still easy to sell music because people can essentially be like, wow, this guy's getting better and better as an artist or whatever. I want to see like the new stuff that he's coming out with, and for the most part, it's a sexy product. So that's one of the reasons why I picked it. I feel like to me it would be a lot easier to sell than a lot of other things. I already told you that everybody listens to music. It's a huge market. Like everybody listens to it, so you're in the perfect industry. So yeah, that's another reason why I picked music as my form of business. Well, at least one of them, the main one. Everything kind of sales funnels right into the music. So another reason why I picked music is because it's a way for me to remember where I came from. Because times go by so fast, and we forget like who we are, where we came from, and we just want to some kind of grounding in our life. And to me, music is the greatest way to just go back and relive any moment. Where if you can remember that time when you made that song, when you listened to it on the radio, or when you're at a cafe and you're listening to a song that you made back in 10th grade or whatever, like it just brings you back, and then it makes that next song even better because you're able to take that feeling from a while back, after experience, and like you look back on a song, and it makes you more wise, so that your next song is a little bit more wise. You get the idea. So another reason why I made music is you can see how much you've grown. So like I was saying earlier, like you make one song, and then it becomes it's decent, right? And then the next one, it gets better and better and better, and then so on and so forth. And then you realize like how much you're growing as a person. It's like telling a story, only you're selling. You're making money at the same time, but you're able to look. Most partly, you're able to look back, and you're able to see how much you've grown through your songs. Like, wow, I went through that. It's really an interesting concept, and that's ultimately like why I picked it, is because I wanted to be able to tell my story over a long period of time. And then even after I take my last breath, like people will be able to understand my stuff, because and thanks to online, anybody can go there and they can get it and they can view it and they can essentially see like I left my place in this, I left my mark in this world type thing. So next one is it's easy to market music. I kind of told you about it being like real sexy. Music is a sexy business, So it's easy to market because it's so easy to say like, all right, I'm coming out with a new album. Like, that sounds really pleasing, or I'm coming out with a new hit song, like stuff like that. It's really easy to market music, essentially, that way. You're, you don't go wrong with making music and marketing because people like music, like I already told you. Like, it's a very, music is, how do I put this? Everybody makes music, and everybody listens to music and stuff like that, so they can relate in a more pleasing way. So, I just take it for what it's worth. Music is easy to get people like if someone's sitting at a bus stop, like, hey, we listen to this new song, and yeah, they'll say yeah, usually because it's like 3 minutes long. But if you're gonna say, hey, will you read this book? No, because that's like days long. So anyway, music is a huge industry. Music is a huge industry. I already told you, everybody listens to music from all different walks of life. So, yeah, that's why I picked it, because I knew that it was just going to be that, not that easy, but it was going to be that, I don't know, not easy, but more like difficult. Making music was going to be, what's the word? I'm not going to give up on this one. I knew that making music was I know that the music industry, I knew that I wanted to be in that industry because of the fact that music has its own way of speaking to people. We'll use that one. There we go, that's perfect. So the self-expression, I picked music because it's a form of self-expression. I am able to communicate with people by self-expressing myself through my songs, and it's a great way. it's easier than talking to people because there's a lot more emotion, and it's a little bit more dramatic when you make songs through self-expression. So that's that. And then it's just who I am. It's just who I am. Like I said, I believe that I was born to do this. And a big goal to accomplish. Music is going to be a big goal. It's a huge goal. Like, it's unrealistically, like, imagine if I did top out on that or whatever, and I did do well on those charts or whatever. It's like a huge goal. It's not competition with anybody else. It's a competition for you to grow and to accomplish things. So, yeah. So, how can I teach you to become a DJ? Well, this is what I'm going to do in this course, is I'm going to explain my results. I'm going to show you what works and what doesn't work, okay? Through more videos and more PowerPoints, keynotes, audios, and anything I can get my hands on. Essentially, I'm gonna break it down for you. I'm gonna show you, like people to follow, that type of stuff. I'm going to show you websites that you need to go and you need to do your own like little research. This isn't some one easy stop solution. Like, you gotta go and I'm gonna show you like ways to get information quicker, stuff like that, and websites that are really going to be beneficial to you. Some websites, to name the few, are Google, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, Twitter. Just kind of get used to those. And then another one is go to cdbaby.com. That's where you want to distribute your music, and it'll go to iTunes and stuff like that. And if you want to write a book, then you would go to bookbaby.com, owned by the same people. It's great. And that's one of the best ways to get your products out right now that I know of. And I think it is the best. But, yeah. And then as far as DJing, just go to YouTube and learn how to DJ. I know that's that simple, but I will show you. There's different apps. Like, there's different apps that you can learn to DJ with. Basically, there's something called edging. It's spelled like this: edjing.com. And there's an app for that. You download it to your phone. If you don't have that, if you don't have any kind of like iPhone or any smartphone like that, but you do have a laptop, because I am assuming you have a laptop, you would want to go and get Virtual DJ. Just type that in, Virtual DJ, and then download that, and then go to YouTube and find tutorials on how to do that stuff, on how to mix the two songs, or work the system. And then if you don't have a laptop and you don't have an iPhone, then you're going to want to just go offline and go pick up some turntables. You know what I mean? Don't get anything too expensive, like, just yet. If you can use somebody else's, do that. Or if you got to go to a pawn shop, like, don't spend too much on it. But definitely start getting your hands dirty with that, and then get better at it. I'm going to explain to you my character. You can probably tell by my tone right now. I've made you laugh probably like once, maybe. But I'm a pretty serious person, and I hold myself accountable, and I discipline myself, and I make sure that I come across as professional. So I'm going to explain to you as I go, like, my character, like how I introduce myself and stuff like that, and who I hang out and socialize with. So, and how I lead people, and I am a leader and stuff like that, thanks to the Marine Corps. That's always kind of been inside me, but Marine Corps helped. So I'm going to provide you with perspective. Some things that you didn't know that you could do. Let's see if I can give you something, for example. Like, I gave you that website for CD Baby. Well, how I got that is because I read the book called The Indie Band Survival Guide. And that book explained to me how to make it as an indie musician. And, and I applied that towards my DJ stuff too. But for the most part, I'm going to give you some perspective, like how I have already with school. Like, if you just keep working hard at what you're doing, you're going to eventually be successful. You got to stick with it too. That's a big thing. And what's another piece of his perspective? Like, I'll give you the perspective on the military, and I'll let you know, like, yeah, it did help and stuff like that. But just by you coming and joining this course and learning how to become a DJ tells me a lot about you as a person already. Like, I can tell your discipline, and and you want to learn. So you're in a good place right now. But I'll definitely provide you with some more perspective as we go along. assist you. I'm going to be your mentor, all right? Whether you like it or not. For the remainder of this course, I am going to be your mentor. I'm going to show you how to be determined and how to get what you want. Like, you got to want it, man. Or woman. I don't know if you're a woman. But if you are, I don't, you know, it is what it is. You have every chance as anybody else does. And guys, if you're thinking that way too, you have every chance as women do. Whatever. I don't care. I just know that I'm going to be your mentor, and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to become successful at this, all right? You need to work hard. That's all I'm going to say. You need to be strong. You need to be determined. You can't let people tell you you're not good at something. You want to be strong, all right? Okay? So you want to set the example too, all right? Sometimes it helps if you don't do things that everybody else are doing. If you can set the example for others to emulate, people will seek to you for guidance. You will be the go-to source. You will be the expert if you can set the example. Do everything you can to learn how to set the example, because I will for you. Moving on, give you actionable steps you can take. I am always going to be giving you actionable steps you can take. I will always be giving those to you. I'll be saying stuff like, go read this book. I can take you to the water, or you can take a horse to a water, but you can't make him drink. All right? I'm going to tell you everything you need to do. I've already told you. You know, it's all about you. If you want to do this stuff, right on. If you don't, then don't do it. You got to find the line between passive learning and actionable learning. You know, some people learn passively, some people learn actionably. They say that if you want to learn something, you got to do it hands-on. So I recommend that you apply everything that I teach you and, you know, decipher what you want to do and what you don't want to do, what sounds legit and what doesn't sound legit. But for the most part, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do, all right? And it's not always about the technical stuff, although I will be teaching you and probably showing you some of these videos about the technical stuff of certain things. And but for the most part, it's not always about technical stuff. Like, although you may be learning how to become a DJ, all right? You want to know how to become a DJ. I want to know how to become a DJ, right? Like, it's a learning process. You got to learn like all this different stuff. And it's going to be some technical, and then it's going to be some not technical, all right? But sometimes it comes down to connection with other people, and like I said, sales, marketing, like a lot of stuff isn't technical. Like, you just need to how to learn how to talk to people and stuff like that. So yeah, focus really hard on making your music, but or becoming a DJ, but also focus on other things like being well-rounded.